Hello, hello, hello. Are we live? Are we live? Today is 4th of July. It is 10:31 on the East Coast in the United States. How y'all doing? This is your girl Renee, and I appreciate you stopping by. I've done a lot. What have you done before 10:30? I have walked 2.8 miles. I have taken my shower. Oh, I'm looking pale today. I laid down, I cooked breakfast, and after I took my shower, um, I got up and got dressed. And so we here. We here with it. But while I was laying down in the bed, y'all, you know I had to see something wild. I saw something wild this morning, and it took place like a couple of months ago. So it's fresh and new. It is fresh and new. So hope you are enjoying your holiday. My Apple Watch battery has been going dead after 5 hours. So I think I need a new battery. So I actually made an appointment at Best Buy to see if they can change my battery on my Apple Watch. And I have about 2 hours before my appointment. So, oh, but one thing I want to know is when I made the appointment, and I don't know if y'all ever used Best Buy before. I have never used Best Buy service other than like when computers first came out, we all had the Geek Squad. That's the only time I've used Best Buy. And when I made my appointment, I made it online, and it looks like you're making an appointment to bring it in so that the store can fix it. But as I was going through confirming my appointment, it said drop off appointment. So now my question is, are they going to fix my watch, or are they sending their watches out to a third party and then I got to wait for them to come back? So I'm going to check. I'm going to check with them today, really before I go. This is what I had for breakfast: zero carb fajitas, the small ones with a sausage, an egg, and an avocado. So now I'm drinking my coffee. Baby, this video right here, I already put the link in the bottom because it's just that good. It's a whole lot of life lessons in here, a whole lot we could learn from this experience, especially if you are renting out an apartment or if you're renting out any space. Let me just give you some background because I can't play this whole person video, but we're gonna do some commentary. So let me give you some background. There was a young man that was getting ready to be evicted. His eviction was for Monday. He's been keeping in contact with the rental office, and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna be out by Saturday. I'm gonna come get my stuff on Saturday." All right. So we all know Saturday is almost 2 days before your eviction. But what happened is he sent his friend over because he was working out of town, I think on a Friday. So his friend was going to help him with some of the big stuff. So he gave him the, like we do. We always grab our friends when we get ready to move. So sorry, y'all. Y'all know I gotta do my skincare. So he sent his friend over there to the house. Mind you, he gave him the keys, he gave him, the parking pass, he gave him everything he needed so he can go in his apartment and get the big stuff. Baby, the friend got there and it wasn't no big stuff. The friend got there and the apartment was cleaned out. Wasn't nothing left in the apartment but like stuff you would leave, like, a couple of trash bags and stuff like that. The apartment was cleaned out. So, luckily for him, he had a neighbor who had a Ring camera. Y'all better get these Ring cameras. He had a neighbor with a Ring camera. The neighbor's apartment was directly in front of his. These goofballs then went in the man's apartment 2 days before eviction. And took what they wanted. Now, this is where the story gets a little interesting. Because as I'm watching this video, there was a couple of things that was mentioned that I didn't get no clarification on. First, they said the manager went into the apartment too. And I think they said they couldn't see what she had pulled out of the apartment. All the maintenance men went in there. They all clearly on camera with TVs and mattresses. And then, is that all? Just some weird things going on. So when the guy told his friend, he FaceTimed him and said, look, you told me come over and get your stuff, but I want you to see right here, right now, you don't have no stuff. So he FaceTimed and showed him. So the owner of the apartment called the police because he knew that he knew he had an eviction coming up on Monday, but he had told the rental office that I'm gonna come by Saturday and get all my stuff. And really, most people know when they're going to be evicted. And most people, if you have the means, already start making preparations, like you already get another place before that eviction hits your credit or anything like that, if you got good sense. So he had good sense in everything. So he told the office, I'm gonna have everything cleaned out on Saturday. Unfortunately, I think he was just a couple of hours too short from when maintenance went up in there. So what we're gonna look at that is so freaking funny is we're gonna look at some of the comments, but we also gonna look at the 3 suspects and what they say to the police officer. I should start with the desk person, but I'm not. The office manager was the first person that the police talked to. And to me and everybody else in the comments, she seemed a little suspicious. And remember, they said they caught her going into the apartment. They just couldn't pinpoint what she walked out with. Clean my camera off real good. So I'm not going to show that part. I put the link in the description so you can go and look at the full video. But let me just tell you eye to eye. In my opinion, the manager needs to be talked to. The manager needs to be investigated as well, because this is why we as consumers have to pay a lot anytime we go into any retail store. I've said this before on my channel. A lot of times when stuff gets missing from the stores, it's an inside job. Because think about it. Who knows about all the evictions? The people that work in the office. So it seems that this is just one case that was caught, and the victim did an awesome job of documenting everything. He documented his eviction information. He recorded when he talked to the manager, and the manager said, yes, you can come on Saturday before your eviction time, which meant he was actually still a resident. He was still a resident. He had that audio recorded. He had all his documentation and paperwork recorded. So he did an excellent job with, following all the rules and covering, CYA. He covered himself very good, very well. So at this point in the video, the police officer has went into the office. He's talked to the office manager and the resident. The resident said, hey, we had an agreement. I spoke to you on the 18th at 2:00. He had time stamps. He had dates. He had everything to back up what he was talking about. He said, I talked to you on such and such date. We made an agreement that it was okay for me to come by on Saturday and pick up my items and things like that. When I came here, all my stuff is gone. That's basically what happened. His whole apartment, everything was gone out of his apartment. So the manager said, yes, I understand. I remember that conversation. So the police officer said, well, was he a resident on Saturday? She said, yes, his eviction was not in place until Monday. So she's agreeing with everything that the resident said, but she's throwing in a lot of and then she told the resident, yes, all of this is true, but you did tell me you had a video of everybody that went into your apartment. She said, and you told me you was going to bring it. So I would like to see that video so I can identify the people that I see on the video. That's when I said, she nervous. First she was saying, a lot. And now that she got the police there, it's like, yeah, I know if there's a police officer here, but we're not moving any further until you let me see the video that you said you got. You know what I'm saying? So that's when he said, yes, I do have a video. I have a video of everybody went in the apartment, which means you too, ma'am. You went in the apartment. That's why you're getting a little nervous. And the police officer interrupted him and said, yes, because this is now a criminal investigation, that video will not be played at this time. I was like, ooh, ooh, girl, is you a little bit scared about what's on this video? Are you a little bit disturbed by what's on the video? So then they went on with that. And then the police officer said, can you call such and such to the office? So basically, he went to interview each maintenance guy. There are 3 of them. And I'm going to play the interviews, which I think are hilarious. Watch their first response when they realize they're about to be read their Miranda rights and how quickly they are to throw other people under their bus and come clean. It just baffled me because I've heard so many people say, you don't talk to police officers. Don't talk to police officers. When they read you your rights, just say you want a lawyer. Baby, the first guy was talking before, I think. I don't know. Maybe it was the second guy. But somebody was talking before the rights. Yeah. Hey, Cassandra. So I'm talking about this man. I don't know how long you've been there, but I'm talking about this man who was trying to move out of his apartment before his eviction. And when he sent his friends over there to pick his stuff up, his stuff was already gone. Child, his stuff was already gone. And this investigation was so thorough and so quick, it's ridiculous because turns out the maintenance was involved. And there's full ring camera footage of them walking out this man's apartment with TVs, mattresses, and dressers and everything. They got it on film. So it says the first suspect admitted to taking a sofa and the bed, claiming a misunderstanding with the manager. He believed the eviction had already happened and he did offer to return the items. Already. He didn't already say, yeah, he did it. There we go. And he gonna return the items. I know it's a little, that's my light on here, but I gotta have my light. So let's just listen. Let's hear his little testimony.
The sofa and bed, claiming a misunderstanding with the manager. He believed the eviction had already happened and offered to return the items.
How you doing? No, she's down there locking up the unit. You David?
Yes, I did.
All right, perfect. I'm Officer Black. City of Chambers. Nice to meet you. Before we go any further, I'm gonna read you something, okay? Everybody seen it on TV. Everybody probably knows it, but I gotta read it to you, okay? What's this before you read it to me? It's the Miranda warning. Let me just explain.
Look, this is so funny to me. This is so funny to me. He said, let me read you something. You know what it is. People done seen it on TV. You know what time it is. What's that? Your Miranda. He getting ready to say, let me tell you something. Because he getting ready to start talking. He getting ready to sing like they used to say. He getting ready to sing like a bird.
It was just a miscommunication. Now on my part, okay. I was told wrong information. I got you, but before we dive into that, let me read this to you, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak to an attorney and to have an attorney present during any questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you at government expense. Knowing and understanding your rights as I have explained them to you.
Do you still want to talk?
Any questions without an attorney present? I can. Okay, so that's a yes. All right. So you said there was miscommunication going on.
Just tell me right here, he getting ready to lie. Cause why you say I can? I ain't never heard nobody get their Miranda rights read. You either say yes or no. He said, do you wish to still speak with me? I can. This man is getting ready to make up a lie. Let's hear it.
Yes. Tell me about that. What's the miscommunication? I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. That's fine. I'm just...
He said, I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. You hear him? Watch. But keep listening. Watch.
A follower of many things, but we got the message that it was going to be an eviction for today. I was told to go ahead by my supervisor saying, let's go get it, take it out, hurry up before you hit the curb. So you got something I can get. Everybody got stuff, not just me. But okay. I have the stuff. If you want it back, I'll do the facility. We can do something.
Now, is y'all picking up what he putting down? He done throwed everybody under the bus. He said, we got the message. It was going to be an eviction today. Not true, because eviction was Monday. Today is Saturday. We got the message. It was going to be an eviction today. You can pick up what you want. This person said this. This manager said that. Have at it. Have at it. He done throwed everybody under the bus. He done said the managers. He done said somebody else told him to have at it. He said it was an eviction, like we was told it was an eviction. So who told you it was eviction? You see what I'm saying? It was that lady at the beginning or the maintenance manager. He's snitching on everybody, y'all. He's snitching on everybody. Listen.
And does Sammy work on site here too, or is he off site? He's at the pool right now. Okay.
See, he at the pool right now.
But me and Sammy went up there. I broke the sofa down. I got it in my crib. I live on property, but I just don't want him to know where I live. I got you.
Hold on. He said he done called the manager of maintenance. He said he went in there, got what he wanted. He broke the sofa down. He said, but I can bring it back if I need to bring it back. It's just a miscommunication. But I don't want him to know I live on the property, and I don't want him to know where I live. How is you a crook and don't want an innocent man to know where you live? You the crook. He just said, I'll bring it back, but I live on the grounds, and I just don't want him to know where I live. Who? The resident that did nothing? You're concerned about him knowing where you live? You're a crook, remember. Stay in character. Stay in character. You are a crook. He's admitting to taking the furniture out of the man's apartment. This is on a Saturday. The man's eviction was scheduled for Monday. Why are you in this man's apartment 2 days before the eviction day? And we're going to look at the comments, because one person in the comments said, even if it was eviction day, it's still not your property till the property get to the curb.
That's what we're doing. That's what, okay. But I'm not a thief. I work here. I just did good furniture, good stuff. And you were told it was going to be an eviction? Yes. And so before it hit the curb, she sent the message out. These are all the dishes for Monday. We went in there Friday.
Oh, so, he said she sent the message out. These are all the evictions. So this is leading me to believe that, and I think this is in Georgia. A lot of people do this at this place every time there's evictions. They have their little people in place, like there's going to be an eviction, meet me on the curb, which is what you normally supposed to do. There's going to be an eviction, pull up to the curb. You don't supposed to do it. You're supposed to call one of your friends that's not even working to let them know they can pull up to the curb. That's once it hit the curb. And then in some states, I think it's Detroit, some states, or Ohio, because I look at these eviction videos all the time. The stuff has to sit on the curb for 24 hours before anybody can touch it. So you better make sure you know the laws in your state. I think where I live is whenever it hits the curb. But I was watching, I think it was Ohio or Detroit, they have to let it sit on the curb for 24 hours. And if the resident doesn't pick it up, then anybody can grab what they want.
I got my brother, he got a truck, me and my 13-year-old son. We moved everything from across our states.
He said he called his brother, his son, and somebody with a truck. And that's how much stuff they moved out of this man's apartment. Do you realize you still incriminating yourself?
Yeah. That's what it was. I didn't know I apologize. Miscommunication, and I lost it, my man, but he was right here. Yeah, you did the right thing. You have your ID on you by chance? Yes, I did. This is bad, man.
It sure is bad food.
In a sense, I'm gonna tell you, it is.
It is.
And the reason why, and I'm just a straight shooter. Like I don't like to soften blows. I like people to just know what's going on. The reason why it's bad is because he was coming to get his stuff. Came to pick up his stuff on Saturday, and everything gone.
Yeah,
so
fool.
Imagine, it's like you come home, right, and somebody went and took your stuff. I just got the bedroom set and the sofa. Okay. And son, like a photograph, positive, you're black, you're motivated. So he said bedroom set and sofa.
Damn. He called his son, like this is really getting deep because he called his son and his brother. His son is learning how to burglarize people's places. He said he called his son and his brother in a truck. They took what they wanted, and his son saw a picture on the wall, a motivational picture, and he wanted the picture on the wall. Now, that's low down because when somebody is going to be evicted, 9 times out of 10, they at their lowest point in life. They're at one of their lowest points in life. Imagine if this had been a woman with 6 kids getting to be evicted and somebody come in and take the last of what she had. This is a man's place that they stealing, but that doesn't matter. Like eviction, some people are at their most vulnerable point in life when they're about to be evicted. They trying to get a truck, they running around, they trying to see if they can put stuff in storage. It's just a lot of stuff going on at one time. And you're teaching your son to not only steal or burglarize somebody's house, but you actually stealing from your job. You stealing on the job. What are all these lessons you teaching your son, sir?
The bedrooms include the nightstands? Yes. Okay. That's all I grab.
You ain't got no furniture?
Headboard, mattress, box spring, rails, 2 nightstands. Okay. Like I said, I just know how to be blunt. Yeah. Right now, it's burglary. Right, but we all grab. Oh no, we got video. Okay.
You heard that? The man said, "Right now, this burglary." But we all grab. You see, he done told on the front office, the son, the nephew, the father, the supervisor, manager. He done told on everybody, and then said we all grab. That don't make it right. That do not make it right. That just means we all gonna get locked up. That's what that means.
Yeah, video. So everybody face on clear as day. Locks showing, swinging, and everything. So yeah, it's name is 10. That's everybody. And so now that I have that piece of information, because I'm just a straight shooter. So I'm gonna tell you too. And she would have talked to her, so I don't lie. So with this piece of information, right, it changes some things. Because it changes some things with the aspect of orders and who was given, because
he said that his maintenance supervisor told him there's an eviction today and pretty much y'all can have at it. I don't know why people think because somebody's going to be evicted that they don't want their stuff. Everybody don't leave their stuff. Some people want their stuff. This man wanted his stuff. He arranged for his friend to come help him get the big stuff. He arranged for a U-Haul and everything. This man lost a lot of money. And they talking about, we can bring it back. We can bring it back. You've caused damages, sir. You have caused damages. Don't think about your job now. Don't think about your job. And you got my son out there. You got my son out there robbing, teaching him how to rob at an early age. Just imagine if this was your husband. He's supposed to be at work. Now you done got a call from the police department that he is arrested for burglary when he's supposed to be at work.
Without this information, with you know, saying, hey, we got the eviction notices, we were clearing them out, whatever. All three of y'all were gonna get a warning. It was gonna be just straight shit like that. And then I was gonna come back here later today with a van, and everybody gonna get in a van, and everybody gonna go to DeKalb County. I'm just being honest with you. But that piece of information, it changes some stuff. So now I need to go talk to, you said Sammy is the supervisor? Yes. And he's by the pool right now? What does Sammy look like?
Anyway, he done gave the full description and everything. This is the first person. Imagine being a criminal. You got 3 of your criminal friends with you. And I gotta cut my fan on y'all because it's hot up under these lights. And y'all get in trouble. And the first person interviewed drops all the dimes. This man done gave all the information. He done even implemented people who are not even there. His brother and son. He done implemented people who are not there. This is so crazy. Let me slide over to the supervisor because I'm not gonna play these people whole video. I put the link in the description box. If you want to look at the details, and I am bringing light to this to help anyone who is in a rental situation. You got to be careful about who you talk to because I thoroughly believe that all of this started with the people in the office. With the people in the office, honey, I always say, anytime something gets stolen, missing, or anything, a lot of times it's an inside job. So the people in the office are the ones that know who paying rent or who not. They know like, oh, this one skipped this month. We're going to see if he's going to skip next. Oh, he done skipped 2 months. This one coming up next right here. They know all the inside scoop about their money. Maintenance don't know about that. So here go the supervisor that he done automatically called out. And look, standing by here by the office, like ain't nothing going on.
How are you?
There go the Locs.
Can we talk? You mind talking with me? Yes, sir. All right. I'm gonna read you something too, like I read everybody else. But you read me first. Give Miranda warnings. We'll go from there. You have the right to remain silent. Gets put on an evict. Explain them to you. Are you willing to answer any questions without an attorney present? Proceed. Okay. All right.
There go another one. Don't say yes or no. He said, do you still want to talk to me after I read you your Miranda rights? We can proceed. That's what he said. We can proceed. Folding up his arms. He lying.
So, like I told everybody else, man, I'm just a straight shooter. I'm going to just tell you how it is, okay? We have a tenant here that was, I guess, put on an eviction list. He's supposed to be getting evicted. He was told by property management that he'll have the weekend to retrieve his property from out the apartment, okay? Over the course of the weekend, you and some other employees were seen entering into his unit and grabbing his belongings.
So, I didn't grab anything out of the unit or his belongings, but it was trash. But other than that, I did not take anything.
Okay, what was trash?
Trash as far as like the perishable, the food that he left out, that was just sitting right there. That was it.
Now he came up with a good excuse. He done did this before. He said, I didn't take anything out the unit. I just went in there and pulled out trash. The police officer said, trash? What you mean like trash? Like the perishables, like the food and stuff like that to keep the bugs down. He came up with a good excuse. He been in maintenance for a while. He done did this before. Hey, Rob. He done did this before. Let's look at what now they interviewing the second person who burglarized this apartment. The first person gave up everybody, so he know who to go to next. This is the manager that supposedly gave them the orders to go into somebody's apartment because they was going to be evicted and have at it. He said have at it, which basically means like pick up whatever you want, have at it.
Okay. Was there an eviction notice or?
It was so I was off for a couple of days last week.
Okay.
So when I got back that Friday, see the message, went up there, keep my head in, bugs, gnats, etc. Trash. I don't touch stuff when it comes to eviction, like their personal property.
Okay.
But no, sir, I didn't do that.
Okay.
Now, again, I state all I had took out was some trash. Besides that, I don't have any of these belongings at all.
Okay. Is it normal to go in apartments when there's an eviction notice coming out? Like to see your head in?
So, yes, it's normal for me to walk the units.
Okay.
But far as like just going into the units, like nah. But trash-wise, far as refrigerators, stoves, appliances, stuff like that, yes. But besides that, no, sir.
Okay. All right. What did you tell anybody else that they can go and give permission to go into the unit and
no, sir.
take belongings or anything like that?
No, sir. Why would I do that?
People do different things, man. I don't try to understand the human mind.
But definitely, no.
Do you know if anybody else went to the unit and grabbed items?
From what was told to me,
okay.
It was happening at 11 o'clock at night or whatever time of whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But as far as me physically seeing anybody, I'm sorry. So I can't say, hey, I seen X, Y, and Z because I didn't see X, Y, and Z.
Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. And then you said all you took was trash out there.
That's trash.
Perishable.
You just talked to the police and you've admitted to being where the crime was.
Nothing worth that.
You had gnats and bugs and stuff
like that. Nothing worth that. It wasn't. Look at me. Like, it wasn't nothing.
He trying to say he too little to take anything.
Just to confirm, you didn't tell anybody else.
No, sir.
Y'all can go on the...
He trying to say he too little to take a bunch of stuff out of the apartment. That's what he trying to say. Talking some, look at me. Now this the third one right here.
The third suspect, despite being caught on camera carrying a TV, insisted he only changed the locks and checked the unit's condition.
So, what I'm investigating right now is essentially a burglary, right? So, certain things have come to light during the course of me asking people what happened. But the original complaint is a gentleman was called, said, hey, we're going to start the eviction process, but we'll allow you to get your stuff out.
Right.
He set up to get his belongings out.
Right.
And while doing so, before the person was able to come and grab his belongings were taken from his apartment.
Right.
Okay?
He was robbed.
Footage that does show every maintenance personnel on his property entering that apartment and leaving with something. So I'm going to start with you from the basic. Did you enter the apartment?
I'm saying, it's procedure.
Okay, what's the procedure?
To go in there, trash out, do make requests and...
He said it's procedure. The eviction is Monday. Y'all put yourself and admitted to putting yourself in this man's apartment on a Saturday, 2 days before the eviction. Talking about it's procedure.
Okay, stuff like was there a maintenance request?
I'm just saying. There was a maintenance request, to change the lock or whatever at the time.
Okay.
And, it was a maintenance request, to go out there and, see what was going on, for trash and lock process and stuff like that.
Okay, I got you. So, was that it? Just a maintenance request for the change of the locks and to check the condition of the unit? Was there anything that was requested to take the items from the new unit?
No.
Okay. Did you take any items from the unit?
No.
Man, you got the TV.
No, you didn't, or no, you're not sure?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay. All right. So,
anyway, those are the three the 3 interviews, but I want y'all to see the surveillance footage. That's his apartment right here. The camera is right across from me. Watch.
On May 22nd, 2020.
Maintenance. He ain't even got on maintenance clothes. No, that's his friend. His friend went in, and this is maintenance coming out with mattresses, all of them. Another maintenance. Look, the TV. Coming out with TVs. I'm just going to let that play. So let's go to the comments. Let's see what y'all talking about in the comments. Let's see what conclusion y'all have come up with in these comments, honey. Let me just go ahead on, put the glasses on, let the hair out. First comment, they got over 3,000 thumbs up. Actually, 3,500 thumbs up. First comment says, that lady in the main office is definitely a part of it. And that's exactly what I feel like too. Second comment, that woman should have been arrested for excessive during the interview. I didn't show y'all her interview, but when the police was talking to her, she was definitely the whole time. I'm glad the ex-tenant was smart enough to record phone conversations so the office manager couldn't deny what was discussed. Okay, next one. The amount of people blaming this guy is insane. This guy was leaving before he was evicted. That's what I'm trying to let y'all know. His eviction was set for Monday. He was moving out Saturday before. He wasn't being difficult. He was leaving, yet they took all his stuff. Somebody said, I see a huge lawsuit in the complex's future, and that woman needs to be charged and fired. Said, boss lady had keys, changed locks 3 days early. She even told her employees that. So that's what happened. Like, I did not know what happened. See, the man did say the owner of the apartment said he had been out of town. So I don't know if he works out of town or what. So maybe they thought because they hadn't seen him or anything like that. But it said, boss lady, the people in the office have the keys. They changed the locks 3 days early and told their employees to have at it. This is what somebody in the comments is saying. This is not me. I'm reading the comments. The manager is also involved. Her attitude when he said, you went into the unit and stayed for a few minutes. She refused to say why she went into the unit. When she also went away when they were going through the apartment, I hope he sues the development and the manager. Somebody said, even with an eviction, the tenant's property still belongs to the tenant. The manager should have been arrested too. She's one that gave the order for all of this to happen. And that's why I feel like this is something that goes on a lot at this complex. Shout out to the cop for his level of respect and professionalism. If you watch the whole video, I do put the link in the description box. He is very fair to everybody. He answers everybody's questions to get to the bottom of everything. Somebody said, this is a hell of an investigation with only one police officer on the floor. And that's what I was wondering about too. Like, he got 3 suspects and I didn't hear him one time get on the thing and said, I'm gonna need backup. I need extra cars. He didn't do anything. I think he called one time and said, bring the van. This is disgusting. The manager needs to be fired immediately. These thieves keep saying they took out trash, but trash was the only thing that was left in the apartment. So he said he went in there, he took the trash out, but The only thing was left in the apartment was trash. The manager needs to be fired and arrested too because she was in on it the way she was moving odd. Robbing a home of its belongings in front of a Ring door camera has to be one of the dumbest things. And that's one of the smartest things you can do as a tenant is to make sure you have cameras. The most shady manager and maintenance crew you can possibly imagine. Who the hell would want to live with them looking over the apartment complex? And yeah, somebody said, imagine scrolling YouTube and come across this video and realize that you live in the apartment complex. They said Vic needs to file a lawsuit against the management company and that he was asking about that at the end. I'm glad he was able to obtain the video. The entire management team, to include that heifer at the desk, should be locked up. Okay, I am a maintenance guy. I hate that we have a bad reputation, but yes, I've witnessed managers and fellow maintenance workers get fired and arrested for all kinds of stuff. Have cameras in and out of your house. Get a hidden camera detector. Change as many locks as you can and never give them permission to come on your unit without your presence. Make the last one very clear when signing your lease. Be safe. This gentleman was not yet evicted and still the legal resident. This is a crime and not a civil matter. Let me see. She kills me with that nonchalant attitude. That's why I think she has something to do with it. We talking about the front desk person. Okay. The lady that works in the front office was really confident she wasn't going to get caught, and she was probably part of it. Somebody said there was no miscommunication. Friday is not Monday. Saturday is not Monday. They are all a bunch of thieves, including the property manager. She knew the guy had until Monday to get his things. Best Buy. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'll make another appointment myself. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to get my watch fixed. Okay, there was one guy I saw in the comments that said he worked for this place. Somebody said, who in the F does a so-called trash out at 11 p.m.? That makes no sense. That was a robbery. The property manager definitely gave it okay to take the items. I work in property management, and you'll be amazed at how many times misinformation is passed on to maintenance. Somebody said, no telling how many apartments these people have stolen from, and she's probably the ringleader. So this video needs to be sent to every leaseholder at the property. So that's what they're saying. Like everybody that lives at this apartment complex needs to see this video. Okay, here we go. I'm a maintenance man. These are called apartment turnovers. When I did apartment complex maintenance, 90% of the evicted tenants left all of their property behind. More of a mess than anything. The first guy who was honest about the bed, I feel bad for him in a sense because I'm almost certain he was just the lowest man on the totem pole. He probably doesn't see too much information, more so just what he was told. Okay. Yeah, somebody else said, even if this is an eviction, you can't take someone's property. Oh, let me go on and move this stool over a little bit. Somebody said, something tells me this isn't the first time that they've done this to other tenants. Okay, here's the comment I was looking for. Somebody posted and said, long post, as a former maintenance manager for these properties, I'm not going to name it, I can 100% confirm there is a move, clean out procedure that requires sign offs and lots of calls. Meaning you just don't go in somebody and do like you want to do. People got to sign off what you're doing and you got to be called. They robbed this guy plain and simple. And it seems like they have done it to others, given none of them the proper procedures. Somebody said, correct. I started in the maintenance field young. I retired younger than most and absolutely know the proper protocols for operations concerning residential properties. I agree with you 100%. I'm so happy someone who worked for the same company spoke on this. The one guy did say it happened around 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And that was all I needed to know. That's what I'm talking about. Like, who doing work at 11 or 12 o'clock at night? However, it's best to hear from someone who knows the direct procedures. They knew the procedures, they just played stupid, so they wouldn't look guilty for robbing the guy. And seems like tenant had some nice things. And like, who just leaves a laptop? Surely he would have grabbed that. But they were hoping he was in jail or something and wasn't going to return, but their plans backfired. Just like the other guy said, 90% of the time, people leave their property. I didn't know that. But I think when people leave their property, it's stuff that they don't want. They already have started over somewhere else. They might have new furniture on the way. Okay, I lived at an apartment complex managed by the same company in Marietta. So this is Georgia. And maintenance used to be just as shady, randomly entering our units after hours without any work orders scheduled or notice from the leasing office. Like if going to check for carbon monoxide detectors or fire alarms, etc. My neighbor used to work from home. So that's just like us. We work from home. We home all the time. But one day he went to the store and found them in his apartment around 12:30 p.m. on a Monday. He was furious. And the maintenance dude said he was checking for some kind of fault in the electric panel, so had let himself in, but conveniently apologized that he was accidentally in the wrong unit. Now, isn't it interesting that this man works from home every day? He's there every day. You don't need to check anything when he's home. You miraculously find the day that he walks out, and now you want to check something. Let me see right here. My neighbor asked why he hadn't been called prior to someone entering his apartment without his permission, since he was literally down the street running a quick errand during his lunch break, and he didn't get nothing but silence. The leasing office used to be closed on Sundays and Mondays, so maintenance was only supposed to be on call that day, and the one dude had no business being in a residence unless called to an emergency. Mm. Oh, this lady had a similar experience. She said, this gave me flashbacks to 1995. I was in a domestic violence situation, paid my apartment rent off 2 months ahead of time. Let them know I would be back to get my things. The apartment management went in there, changed the locks, and rented my apartment out. My things were used as decoration in their office. All of my clothes were gone, furniture, etc. I got a lawyer, I sued, and I won. Ooh, I wish she had told us. Somebody said the ring cam is the real hero. That ring camera came through. Now, when I got through watching this video, I said, now, imagine if one of these people was your husband. He's supposed to be going to work. He done went to work. He done committed a crime. And one of them also brought your child out there and taught them how to commit crimes. Y'all be careful out there. It's the 4th of July. Drink responsibly if you're going to drink. Have you an Uber or a DD. We want to see you back next week. I will see y'all in the next video. I thought I was going to get my watch fixed, but that ain't happening today. I will see y'all in my next live. Peace, riches.